The idea for Paperman really goes back to, I mean, really it's a romantic story, and it goes back to the time when I was living in New York City and feeling kind of alone, but surrounded by people at the same time. And sometimes on the street or on the train or whatever, you would make these kind of connections. People would look at you and you look at them and you wonder who they were. And I started wondering, what would it be like if two people that were really meant for each other connected that way, just randomly? And what if they lost each other? What if this guy lost this girl that was like perfect for him? And that just started to become the seed idea for that, you know, what would happen if the fates conspired to bring these two people back together that were perfect for each other. You know, the technique idea is new. I mean, I've had the story in my head for a long time, but the idea to do a hybrid is a newer idea, and I think it just has to do with when I see so much great drawing around me at Disney, there's a part of me that just doesn't want to leave those drawings behind when we go to the final image. And I started to wonder, isn't there a way we can bring these drawings back into animation again? And so I had some crazy ideas about how that would be, and in the end, the solution that we found was very elegant and totally new and interesting, but it worked beautifully for us. It's putting 2D and 3D animation together, and basically the 3D comes first, and it's like a foundation layer, and that drags the hand-drawn elements on it along with it, and that's about as simple an explanation I can get for it. But you draw over it after it's been animated in CG. Well, I think it just comes from me being an avid photographer and really loving the classic black and white photography, and that plus it being in New York in 1940, 1950, it just felt like it just fit, you know, the romance of it and the time period, and just to get the beautiful tone layers, the tonal scale from all that I really admire in great black and white photography. I think someday maybe we'll do that. We're working on doing another test with it right now to explore, you know, is this working now in full color with different environments, and we're, you know, I've been asked to push to try to see what else the technique can do. As to whether it's going to be used in a feature, well, we'll just have to see. The idea of putting them together comes from the things that I really love about CG is how dimensional, of course, it's 3D, you know, you can like almost reach into those spaces. And also it's very stable, and it's easy to do like hard objects like cars or buildings and stuff like that. That's easy for 3D. On the 2D side, what I love about that is just the humanity in the line and the expressive line that the artist can bring to it, but also the design that they bring to the process is just amazing, and it comes to them, I think, very easily. And I think if I could just put those two together, it would be like the best of both worlds. I'm a terrible 2D animator. I'm not a very good draftsman, so I hire other people to do it for me. But I have a long history of being a CG animator, and I think I know my way around there pretty well. Yeah, the music is by Christoph Beck, and he's a composer based in Los Angeles, and we were already using his music as temporary music, you know, for the earlier versions. We'd take it from his other movies, and then we just said, why don't we just call him up? He's over in Santa Monica, and he came over and he was very interested. So, but yeah, the music was very important to me, that it really drives that story and gives you that emotional feeling that you need. And I mean, music is such a big part of the cinema experience for me. And what he accomplished with that is, I think I was so lucky. He did such an amazing job. And the music is not it doesn't like go with the time period exactly. It feels very new, and I think that's okay. It's actually good, and I think the whole project has like a fresh, new perspective on it, and the music is just another part of that. But I think it doesn't have to be like music from the time period.
Music came constantly. We were exploring music while we were also exploring the editing. And it was always John's vision that the music could potentially drive the timing of the editing and the timing of the animation. So they really evolved together.
I didn't know about it because the idea for using paper airplanes in the short goes back years. But I was here last year, and I had heard about it, and when I got here I was like, whoa, they really do this here. This is amazing. So, I mean, you can imagine how I felt last night when it premiered, that there were paper airplanes all over the stage, and I mean, it just felt really special.